What's up guys, my name is Joe and I'm sure that you've noticed the sporadic uploads. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me while a lot of background stuff is in full on motion right now. The Anuko barbershop development, hopefully you've heard me talk about that by now, is in full effect in terms of the construction and the build out, and we're going through the hiring process. There's just a lot of moving pieces, but we have the official Anuko barbershop Instagram account. It's anuko.house. Looks like this. You can check it out in the description. Make sure you follow along because there's going to be a lot of future spicy hairstyles coming out of our space. Lots and lots of work going into this, and as always, I'm excited to keep you guys in the loop, so follow along over there for continual updates. Now today's video topic is very heavily inspired by a creator that goes by Trav White. This is what he looks like. When I saw the title of the video, I was like, that's an interesting angle and something that we haven't really talked about before, even though I know there's a lot of people with certain concerns. Just like he mentioned in his video, we have our very own men's hair and grooming page on Facebook where people submit certain issues pretty frequently regarding their hair. And I say issues in quotation marks because most of the time this stuff is pretty normal. So today we're going to talk about 5 normal things that your hair does that you might be freaking about that you don't need to be freaking out about, with the aim to be lowering your anxiety regarding your precious head of hair. Number 1, and by far the most common problem that people bring to me, has to do with hair fall. Now there's 3 common scenarios where most people notice hair fall: on your pillowcase, on your hairbrush, and after or during a shower on your hands. I see pictures that are either sent to me or posted in our group on Facebook of people that have gathered strands of hair into their hands and asked me if this is a problem. First of all, this is a little off-putting, okay? I'm trying to eat some lunch. But mainly, you most likely have nothing to worry about. The fact is that most of us, I'm not just talking about guys, girls, humans in general, lose between 100 to 200 strands of hair every single day. But it's always gonna be most noticeable when you kind of agitate your hair. So either by brushing, you start to see the buildup on your brush, or when you're washing your hair in the shower, or the simple fact that your head is rustling against your pillowcase all night so it can gather some strands. So even though it may look like a lot of strands at once, the real truth is that you probably already had those strands loose in your hair and they just needed a reason to kind of be able to fall out. Brushing them, scrubbing your hair with shampoo, you get what I'm trying to say. Now I know over quarantine and over lockdown, a lot of guys started growing out their hair for the first time. So I've seen an uptick, people being like, whoa, like growing my hair out, it's all falling out, what's going on? But the thing is, your hair falling out is especially noticeable once it starts getting longer. I mean, have you ever noticed how much hair girls seem to shed? You know, whether it's your mom, your girlfriend, your sister, whatever. Dinty, my wife, I'm surprised that she still has a full head of hair because of how much hair is on her hairbrush or comes out during the shower. Why is there so much hair in my bathroom? The thing is, it's not that it's more hair falling out, it's just longer hair, and longer hair is easier to notice compared to shorter hair. Second up is dandruff. The simple truth is most people experience at least mild amounts of dandruff. And don't get me wrong, severe dandruff does exist, and if this is something that you're dealing with, I don't mean to undermine your situation, because dandruff can be a real problem for some people. But for a lot of people, like a lot of people do have dandruff and it might just be mild. And the thing is, sometimes no matter how well you take care of your scalp or hair, dandruff just seems to be something that you have to deal with every now and again. I don't have any scientific backing for this statement, but at least for me, it seems like dandruff is kind of a seasonal thing. I'll go for months, no dandruff, no problem. And then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 months in a row, I'm dealing with some dandruff. I'm like, I haven't really changed anything, I haven't done anything different, and yet it's there. So I don't know how many people experience seasonal dandruff like I do, but the point is, you know, I do get it every now and again. The key thing to know with dandruff is that it has more to do with the skin on your head rather than how well you're taking care of your actual hair. On top of the BluMaan nighttime serum that we're working on, it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be so good for your scalp and your hair. It's not out yet, but on top of that, once it does come out, you wanna make sure that you have a balanced hair wash routine, and make sure that you don't use shampoo and conditioners that are super harsh. So, you know, too much sulfates, for example, at least not on a consistent basis. Again, once the BluMaan shampoo and conditioner comes out, that'll be a great go-to option. But the key thing is being balanced. If you wash your hair too often, you're drying out your scalp. That can lead to flakes. If you don't wash your hair enough, that can cause irritation due to oils and excess buildup of dead skin cells on your head. So it's all about that balance. But again, if your dandruff is not severe, it's probably pretty normal, and you just got to do the best to kind of, you know, deal with it. No, but seriously, there are things you can do to reduce it, right? But just don't stress out too much. Number 3 is mistaking certain hairlines for early onset balding. Hairlines can be all over the place. There's so many variables out there, and it's really part of what makes all of our hairstyles so unique. But the most common hairline that is misinterpreted as hair loss is definitely the widow's peak. This is where your hairline is furthest down towards the middle of your forehead and appears to recede backwards on both sides. The thing is, this is a natural hairline and has nothing to do with hair loss. And my hairline falls somewhere inside this area right here, because it's not straight across, and I know with my current hairstyle, you can't really see my hairline that well, but if you look at previous videos, especially when I wear it back, it goes like this, it goes all over the place. And I've had comments that date back years, and even up until this point, saying, oh, it looks like you might be experiencing some hair loss, when in reality, I'm just rocking what my mama gave me. In a similar fashion, number 4 is baby hairs. You know those little hairs, usually around the fringe area, that just never seem to grow past a certain point, and they kind of feel a little bit different. They just get kind of stuck maybe at an inch out, and you're like, why do I have so many of them right here? What's going on? Am I losing hair? And you can't really control them very well. Yeah, those are baby hairs. Again, usually more noticeable on longer hair types. When your hair's kind of short like mine, so textured, it's kind of hard to tell. Every single person has got baby hairs, but on top of being more noticeable with longer hair types, they're also more noticeable with people with finer to thinner hair types. Absolutely nothing to be concerned about. It is totally natural. Some barbers seem to like to shave or cut them off to make the appearance of a cleaner hairline, but the truth is they always grow back. In my opinion, it's better just to work with them. It's part of what makes you, you know? You're a special guy. You're a special person. Finally, this one might be a little bit surprising, but hair changes texture as you age. Now, the amount that it changes really varies from person to person, but if you're noticing that your hair feels a little different to what you're used to or what you remember, it probably does. This is usually most noticeable from a really young age to like late teens, right? I think everyone can agree that a baby's head of hair feels really soft compared to most adults. And just like it changed back then, it continues to change as we get older, just a little bit more subtly. For me, my hair has become a little bit more coarse and stiff, which sounds about right considering it's always been pretty thick. But all it requires is a little change in how you style your hair and some of the products that you use. For example, the older that I get, the more I appreciate products that add a little moisture back into my hair, like either our Cloud Control hair oil or our pomade that just makes it a little bit more manageable. So it's all about adapting. But guys, that is the 5 things that I've got for you that are normal, that you might be freaking about, that you probably don't need to be freaking about. Stress is not good for anything, you know, for your body or your hair. So just take into consideration everything that we've talked about. Check it against what you've been concerned with. Maybe you'll be leaving with some happy feelings. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see everybody next time. I've got a few videos coming, I promise.